Fakimi.
I'm Nafiza.
I think you are ready to take a booster, but you don't listen to me.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the news. I'm Fakimi, 13 January 2022, Malaysia. Let's start with you want to know what is important of booster. The COVID-19 booster purpose is to provide people with an additional level of protection against COVID-19. If their existing protection has faded away from over time, that booster will boost their immune system, restoring them to a level of protection that will protect them from infection, hospitalization, and death, as the vaccine is intended to do. Okay, let's move to our next host, Miss Nurin.
Thank you, Mr. Fakimi. So now, let's get to know what is a COVID-19 vaccine booster. A COVID-19 booster shot is an additional dose of a vaccine given after the protection provided by the original shot has begun to decrease over time. Typically, you would get a booster after the immunity from the initial doses naturally starts to wane. The COVID-19 vaccine booster dose will help extend the protection you gain from your first two doses and give you a longer term protection. Moreover, the COVID-19 vaccine booster is designed to help people maintain their level of immunity for longer and also intended to boost the immune system for better protection. However, the duration of reception of a booster varies based on the type of complete vaccine or the primary dose that has been accepted. The time interval for Pfizer, Sinovac and AstraZeneca COVID-19 primary vaccine recipients will be reduced from 6 months to 3 months. The Health Ministry announced making more people eligible for booster shots to prevent the rising Omicron wave. Furthermore, Khairi Jamaluddin said the Ministry of Health Malaysia prioritized the use of Pfizer and AstraZeneca vaccine as booster doses because the effectiveness of both types of vaccine is high compared to Sinovac. He said the Sinovac vaccine will be given to individuals with contraindications or allergies, and for health reasons recommended by doctors, the vaccine will be given to the National COVID-19 Immunization Program or selected through the private market. Okay, now let's move to our next host, Ms. Norhafisha.
For your information, booster dose preference is given to citizens 60 years of age and older and to those with chronic illness. It is then given to individuals starting from 50 years and above, 40 years and above, and then 16 years and above. Other than that, staff and residents at long-term care facilities, pregnant women, those who traveling abroad, and especially to frontliner workers from the health, security and defense sector also eligible to get this vaccine booster.
Hello and good morning to everyone. I would like to discuss the issues of booster vaccine in Malaysia. Recently, Khairi Jamaluddin, the Ministry of Health Malaysia, informed citizens to take a booster vaccine. This is because the vaccine is one of the initiatives to strengthen our body's immunity from harmful viruses such as COVID-19. When Khairi Jamaluddin, the Ministry of Health Malaysia, informs about this vaccine, they informed the Malaysian community about matters related to this vaccine so that the community will not wonder about the vaccine they will take. The community has asked some questions about this booster vaccine. First of all, the question that has been asked from citizens is, does it matter to get a vaccine booster? The answer to this question is a booster dose is recommended for people who are vaccinated and whose immune response weakens over time. Research suggests that getting a booster dose can decrease your risk of infection and severe illness with COVID-19. People who have moderately or severely weakened immune system should get vaccine booster shot. The second question is, which state has a late vaccine booster? Sarawak has integrated about 10% of its adult population with COVID-19 vaccine booster, the highest coverage in the country. 10 adults having received additional vaccine dose Sarawak booster, vaccination rate is more than quadruple the national adult coverage of 2.34%. As of November 8, more than 500,000 additional coronavirus vaccine doses have been administered nationwide, with Sarawak taking the biggest share at 208,974 doses or 38% of the country's 547,578 booster shots given. The state with slightly lower COVID-19 booster coverage compared to the national average are Perak, Negeri Sembilan, Kelantan, Perlis, Pahang and Selangor. Coverage in the state range from 1.5 to 2 jab with booster per 100 adults. The remaining states have only around 1 adult protected with a booster dose out of 100 adults, which is Sabah, Kedah, Terengganu, Penang and Johor. The third question is, why do we need a vaccine booster? Vaccine teach your body to make special immune cells that can defeat the virus first if it gets into your system. While a booster sometimes is an exact replica of the initial vaccine, it can also be modified. With COVID-19, this is the key because the vaccine could then be tailored to target particular variants of the virus. The current vaccines are still effective against the virus we are now seeing, particularly for protecting against serious illness that will require hospitalization or cause death. But if the virus ever further and this is a worse variant, the vaccine could be modified, say Dr. Albert C. Shaw from Specialist of Infectious Disease. The last question is it mandatory to take a COVID-19 vaccine booster? Although a booster is not mandatory, it is highly recommended to take a booster to ensure optimal protection against COVID-19 infection, especially from severe symptoms and, in unfortunate case, death. Now, let's move to our next host, Ms. Nafiza.
Okay, how to register booster vaccine?
Yes, Fakimi. If I'm not mistaken, you just open the My Sejahtera app, so you can check on that app that you want to register booster.
Okay guys, now I would like to talk about awareness. Before we take a dose of vaccine booster, we should be aware of what there is. We need to understand what a vaccine booster is. Basically, a booster shot is meant to increase level of immune response after these have naturally waned. A booster tricks the immune system into thinking it was seeing a pathogen again, causing antibody producing cell and other immune cells to be recalled into action. The amount and quality of antibody produced can both increase. Our immune system learn to recognize pathogen and produce antibody that bind more tightly to their target through a process known as antibody affinity maturation. Aside from that, we need to conduct research before injecting the vaccine. It is because after we get an injection, most people will get side effects from it, such as they will feel pain at the puncture site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, fever and chill. As a result, we need to know what to do if we experience it after receiving the injection. It is very important for us to research it. Thus, we need to take a government-approved booster dose that is approved in Malaysia, and this is one of the reasons why we should research it. First, to avoid taking other booster dose of vaccine and being deceived. Following that, here are the steps on how to register to receive vaccine booster. So the walk-in registration for individual in Malaysia to receive their COVID-19 booster shot begin on Monday, 22 November 2021. In line with that, Protect Health and the COVID-19 vaccine supply Assurance Special Committee JKJAB have reiterated the steps to register on a backup waitlist. These are as follows. Step 1. Visit Protect Health website to find your nearest private vaccination center, PPV. Step 2. Register yourself via walk into PPV, a phone call or email to the PPV. Step 3. Provide the following details: name, my card, passport, contact detail, date of the second dose, vaccine type. Step 4. Wait for the PPV to contact you. Lastly, here is the data in Malaysia on 3 January 2022 at 11:59 PM of who took the vaccine booster. The population of fully vaccinated is 25,623,153, and for the partially vaccinated is 382,178. Besides, for the population of unvaccinated are 6,652,069, so the total of individual are 26,005,331. That's all from me. Thank you, Miss Hafisha.
Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said Sarawak as the leading state which started the booster dose on October 13 showed a declining trend over the past 2 months in terms of the number of daily cases, hospital admission, case require intensive care and even death. In fact, he said the latest data showed Omicron variants can cause increased transmission in infection, higher antibody clearance than vaccine-induced immunity or natural infection. Additionally, strong evidence that has accumulated over the past 3 weeks suggests that the COVID-19 booster vaccine is likely to increase protection against Omicron variant infection. Other than that, the results of a study involved 21 million booster doses conducted in United Kingdom have shown a very convincing safety data. So what are you waiting for? Get your vaccine booster appointment now.